let's record because it's just you and me today, Joey, and I haven't seen you in a minute, so I'm excited about it.
I know. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. You've been busy. I know you've been doing some commercial stuff?
I have. So I took that a commercial course, it was like 30 hours. I just found out I passed the final exam, so I'm super psyched. And then I've been trying to really learn how to do it because I've got some clients that I actually got through a residential. So I just got him under contract on this residence. He's a VA loan. And so it was a little brutal, but we finally got it done, and we're just kind of hopefully gonna cruise through. I think we will. But then his company is opening another branch down here, and he's going to be the manager of it. And they're actually probably going to eventually move the entire business down here. But I'm helping his bosses, because he referred me to them, no pressure, to help them find a commercial property to lease until they're ready to buy a commercial property. So
I don't know. That's really interesting. I'm proud of you for doing it, because I don't know a whole lot about commercial. As much as I do with investing and all that stuff, and my commercial never really comes up a lot. I'm familiar with it, but I definitely not practice. So I'll be honest about that. But it is good that you're going out and getting educated on it. And I've thought about going and getting my CCIM, which is basically like a master's degree. That is a process.
Let me tell you, that's what I realized in this class, and something that the instructor had made mention. I didn't realize it, but she was like, how many people, here have XYZ and experience, and then how many are, with less than 2 years? And it was only me and one other person that had less than 2 years of experience in real estate. And she was just like, she was shocked by that we were doing it at that point. But then, so this is the first, and there's 2 other sections, and then you could go, then she would recommend going on to the CCIM. But it's like almost, I want to say it's almost seems like it's like a fraternity, the way that it
really is. It's very cliquish, very cliquish.
Yeah, and so I was just like, but there was one day of the class that was all spreadsheets. I was like,
it was all what?
It was all spreadsheets. And my brain,
because it's commercial, right? It's all about money. It's all dollars and cents, right? You got to get to the bottom of it.
It was, my brain was literally about to explode. And then at the end of the day, she tells us about a program, a website that we can go to. It has all those wonderful calculations and all those formulas and all those spreadsheets that I thought I was going to have to learn how to do on my own in Excel. They have it all there, all for $100 a year. And I was just like, what the heck? I've been stressing out. My brain feels like it's about to sit here and melt. And so anyways, it was good. I was really glad to do it. But yeah, this whole commercial thing has been kind of a learning experience for me. And but
yeah, I've been, some of the podcasts I listen to, which if you want to get into investing, you got to listen to the Bigger Pockets podcast. And, every once in a while they have some commercial guys on there, and the concept of like triple net leases is just the absolute sexiest thing in the world to me. So I'm really trying to, I need to learn it. I need to get into it, but like, me, I'll jump in the fire. I don't care.
I feel like that's the only way that I really learn well, is by being in the actual situation and then asking questions as they come up. And that's kind of what's going on in the lease that we're working on right now that I'm about to get them into. I believe they just asked to have a conversation about it, is a base rent with triple net. And and so it's not just, they didn't choose the basic ones, because there were some that was all inclusive, and I'm like going, oh, that would be so simple. Nope. My clients decide the one they like the best is the one with the triple net. And so then I have to sit here and figure out if we're going to cap operating expenses and what, CAMs and all that stuff. And so it's just like, it's something, because not all operating expenses can you put a cap on, or will a landlord want to cap?
Right, exactly.
So anyways, it's been good, and it's been exciting, and it's just a different facet of real estate. It's kind of less emotional, which I kind of needed. I needed at this moment, because the other client that was a VA loan, that was very, that was trying, because VA loans right now are kind of like the plague, it seems like.
Nobody wants to touch them.
But you know what? We
But
found the right house. We found the right house. So we found a real estate agent that was a veteran, and we found the homeowner that was a veteran. I knew when I walked into it, I was just like, oh yeah, because I saw in the closet he had all his uniforms, and I was just like, okay. It's just like, we're gonna do it.
this one's got to work. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a little tough lately, but
It has.
there's danger with the other one too, right? When it's all numbers and there's zero emotion, it gets a little hard sometimes if you can't make the numbers work. So, but I like it. I'm going to do more of it. But let's get on the topic of the day.
Let's do it.
I just wanted to kind of have an open conversation about this, and I'm going to share my screen. Just kind of about what I do on social media, what I'm planning on doing, and how we can utilize it, how we can best utilize what we're doing. And then I was hoping to get some feedback from everybody. Since it's you and me today, Joey, let's knock it out, right? So what I've got up here, you can see my screen, right, Joey? You can see my friend, sir. Nick, engaged. Oh, I'm actually going to be officiating this wedding. How much fun is that?
Are you really? Look at you, jack of all trades.
Yeah, I know, right? This will be my 4th wedding. Oh, fun.
Yeah.
But again, as we were saying earlier, as a Leo, I like being the center of attention. So, and what's great is when you're officiating a wedding, man, people listen to every word you say. It's great. A little nerve-wracking, but.
And it's good for social media purposes.
Exactly, right? So I'm going to be very, very transparent here. A lot of people are kind of weird about social media. I'm really not. I don't have a whole lot to hide. And it's everybody's different flavor, what they're willing to put up with, what they're willing to take. I don't mind the entire world looking at me and having a microscope on me. There are some safety precautions, which if you ever been in social media, you know that. Don't put a picture of your children in front of your, my kids go to school here and they get out of school at this time. And, they always looking for a red car because somebody's going to come snatch your kids. But, being able to share your life with people is what social media is all about. And so I kind of wanted to share, we'll start with the basics, which is Facebook for me. So I did start my own Facebook page. Setting up a page is actually really easy to do. And mine's White Line Colin Realtor. And what I like to do is I just post all of my victories or stats that are specific to real estate on this page. This is where I can get very, very, I can drone on about real estate as much as I possibly want, because if they're not following this page, that's fine. I will point out some things. So to start a new page, it's actually pretty easy. Sorry, let's go back to the beginning here. If you want to make a page, how do we do that? Oh, right here, pages. So you just click on pages and you can say somewhere in here, create a new page. So it's pretty easy. They're constantly changing the way this looks, but all you're gonna do is create a new page. What a page is it's just like your Facebook account. However, it's specifically tied to something. It can be like I do a pub crawl. We got a bunch of people that like to follow us there, my home buyers, all that kind of stuff. But I do have one that's just as my page. And I like for people to leave me reviews on here if at all possible. I do have a 5-star review. It's a great way to put your information out there should anybody want to get a hold of you. Actually, I need to update that. I don't know why that's still the way that is, but you can update just about everything so people can get a hold of you. I mean, I've got my cell phone number, I got my all this stuff that's pointing to where I need it to do. Actually, I'll probably have this one go to. I'm going to change that too. But it's just a very easy way to create a page that kind of protects you. So if you're really weird about having people follow you that aren't friends on your personal page, this is a great way to get around that. Just a great way to get around it. So you create your page. And like I said, on this page, one of the tips I do have for you is I took a copy of my IABS, and because we got to give it a substantive conversation, I don't know if this is required or not. I just do it and I pinned it to the top. When you click on these 3 little things, you can just pin it. So I pinned it at the top of the page. So if anybody comes to my page, this is the first image they see. And then I closed on one of my flips the other day and I said, my favorite client, 3 reasons to sell your home now. I'm kind of a humorous guy. So anything that I find about real estate that's funny, I put it out there. And I think it's, just whatever it is I want to say. If I want to give tips, this is about shutting off the water at some house I was at, whatever it might be, I can pretty much do this on my page. With that being said, though, my page, even though I've invited all of my friends to it, how do I find out how many people are on here? I think only I have 587 people like this. So it is pretty big for a page, but if I go to my personal account, I've got like 2,500 friends. So I know that whenever I post something on my realtor page, 587 people have the potential of seeing it unless I boost the post, which boosting a post means you're literally paying for advertising. So if you have a post that you like, down at the bottom, you can click this little button, boost, and you can pay money and you can say, I want you to show this. And there's all kinds of stuff in there. Just follow along. It's pretty easy. I want you to show it from people from 18 to 37, to this, and that. However, we are what's considered a special ad category because we are realtors. So it's going to limit you to what you can actually restrict it to because of fair housing and all that good stuff. But like I said, back to my page. If I go to my personal page that I have here, there are some little tricks that I've done to make sure that it's very noticeable. This was my profile picture, me and my lovely wife. We were in New Orleans, but you can add a little sticker to the bottom of this to let people know that I am a realtor. So if anybody ever sees my post, regardless of what it is, there's this one little bitty reminder that's not overwhelming. It's not in their face, but I do want my friends to know that I'm a realtor. If I do something funny that has to do with real estate, I post it on here. This one I thought was really funny too. But with my personal page, I don't want to be overwhelming with real estate. So this one's about going to a happy hour at the school I used to teach. Here's one of me and my sister and her kids. You know, this is a book that I recommended out to everybody. More stuff with me and my family. My parents just had my daughter smashing an ice cube. This is absolutely hysterical. Why is it not playing? I love it. She's hysterical. She just cracks me up. But if you notice, and then we go a little bit further and boom, there's a real estate video, right? So how do I stop that? There we go. So it is a lot of my personal information, and I try to do at least every fourth or fifth post. I want it to be something about real estate, letting people know what it is that I do. So those are my little tidbits on that. Joey, have you found anything that's been helpful for you that you've liked when it comes to Facebook or that you've done?
I will sit here and say I learned the hard way about the special, ads and stuff like that. I got banned when I first started, and I have a Facebook business page as well. And so anyways, I go to the actual Facebook business site to input all my information, as opposed to just going to Facebook and then going into my business page and adding a post. So now I go into, Facebook business, I find my site, and that's how I post everything. I've been told that's how Facebook prefers it. So that's what I've been doing. And so I would sit here and say that was my first screw up, my biggest learning experience with Facebook posting.
I'm going to show everybody exactly what she's talking about. So if I decide to boost this post, which is a very simple way to make this one post seen to more people than the 527 that I really like, right? So here's what it says. If you're thinking of selling, cute little graphic, whatever it is, you can add a button to it. But here's what's interesting. You have to click what's called a special ad category, okay? If this is about credit, employment, housing, or social issues, elections, or politics, we have to click this. And then I'm going to say it's housing, okay? Now, it says ads for real estate listings, homeowners insurance, mortgage loans, and other related opportunities. This is not an ad about a real estate listing. However, they're going to flag it because I do have #home, #San Antonio real estate, whatever it might be. And they're probably going to flag it. So 99 times out of 100, I would highly recommend this, or they're going to shut you down and kick you off. When you click that we're housing, I can no longer discriminate in my ads by age. It won't let me do that. So some ads, like if I was not doing special, let's say confirm, if I was not a special ad category, if I was just doing a post about me walking my dog and I felt like other people needed to see it, I can adjust the age group. Like, hey, look, all the 40-year-olds need to see this because I'm 40 years old and walking. So I can do that. I can also limit the location. I can limit it to people that like certain things. If you're doing a special ad category, you fall under the fair housing laws, meaning you cannot discriminate by age, by location. You can't discriminate any of that stuff. So your ads have to stay as wide as possible. So that's what having a special ad category means. And you can choose how much you want to spend. I want to spend $10 over the next 5 days. Okay, so my total budget's $10, and every day somewhere between 43 and 126 people will see this that are not my friends. That's how doing this works in Facebook. I don't boost a whole lot of posts, to be honest with you, unless I'm really just on a kick about wanting to get more followers or whatever it might be. I will do it that way. But like I said, I think I find when it comes to Facebook, the vast majority of people here are going to find me from my page because they're my friends and I just want to casually let them know that I do stuff with real estate. So this one's kind of funny because I decided to take a picture with my awesome realtor in the giant key. Now this was one of my investment properties. I was my own realtor. That was kind of the joke behind it, and nobody ever asked me to take pictures anymore, so I decided to take my own. And that kind of worked out. So that's Facebook. And if we're going to go beyond that, we're going to go to Instagram. Now, Instagram is not a platform that works very well on your desktop. For those of you that haven't done this, you need to have an Instagram account. It is tied to Facebook. That Facebook bought them a couple years ago. So it's kind of nice when you're on your phone, you can actually have your own page. So like this is my personal one, and I can switch over to I have a White Line Colin one. I have all this stuff. But what's nice is if you have White Line Colin, you can tie it to your Facebook page, White Line Facebook page. And if you post on your phone from Instagram, you can tell it to simultaneously post on Facebook as well, which is really, really nice. And the only thing I would tell you about Instagram, what you need to pay attention to, is Instagram is all about pictures and videos. They want the videos to be less than a minute long, but this is my buddy who's getting married. He obviously took his pictures. You want things to be as pretty as possible on here. Like your photos need to be, it needs to have something that catches people's attention. Now, Facebook, I feel like it's kind of wide open. You can put whatever you want on Facebook. This is all about finding a picture that stands out. Now, you can add your text down here at the bottom. We can also use hashtags, right? Hashtags are different ways to search. So Instagram's more of an open platform. Like anybody can see your pictures. So you can restrict it, obviously, but the design of it was, oh, look, there's Joey right there. Wow. So the design of it is to find things that you're interested in that other people are interested in. So if I decide to search a hashtag, so I just put the pound sign in front of whatever it is, hashtag road trip. Okay, so this is my friend. She apparently went to Oklahoma. Okay, so here's the pictures of her in Oklahoma. And I think that's really cool, but she put in there hashtag road trip. So let's see if I want to see everybody that's posted something with hashtag road trip. It will not let me search from this one. There it goes. So it'll literally post everybody that has ever done that. There's 59 million posts on hashtag road trip. So like if I like going on road trips and this is something I want to follow, I love it. One of the ones that I actually do follow is San Antonio real estate. That's another hashtag that I really like to follow. And honestly, I would love for White Line agents to own all of these, because this shows me what realtors in San Antonio are doing. Here's the sold with the key. Here's some really cool pictures of some great designs. Just fun. Like this gives me an idea of what I should be posting. One thing I will say is I don't think it's wise to consume social media content. I think at the beginning you need to consume, and maybe about one day a week, kind of sit down. Here's me. I did San Antonio real estate. Love it. I don't think it's wise to consume it and sit here and look at it all day long, but it is a good idea to kind of see what people are posting in these and then be able to follow suit, because you'll find out what's popular, what's not, and what you like. So I would love to see that one. And you know what else we need to do? We need to take over. I want like hashtag White Line Realty. Ooh,
I had that. I was gonna say, I add that to all of mine. That's not it.
Well, that's White Line Realty TV. I just wanted to see that. Or do you do White Line Realty or do you do WL? Yeah, there it is.
I don't think we have WL, do we?
Oh, you can own whatever you want.
I know we do White Line. I do White Line Realty.
So here's White Line Realty. If we follow that hashtag, see what's going on over there. Let's see what the world is posting about it. Hi-oh.
There we go.
Swag, Eric, new agents, just listed, pending. So this is Hillary, right? If I know Hillary, she's going to have more than just that on there. Yep. So here's all the hashtag searches that she's going to be jumping through. Brokered by White Line Realty, 3 boss moms, mommy and me, right? Women empowerment. Whatever you think is important for you or the other people that you think might like that post, that's what these hashtags are for, to kind of help. But I love it. She's got it in here. Give me a call today. Happy closing day. Wonderful post. Beautiful post. Pictures, plants, you know, whatever it is. See, she's taking over it. I love that. We need to like just own San Antonio real estate too. But yeah, so that's Instagram. My advice on Instagram is you want it to be pretty. Like make sure it is a pretty, interesting picture that somebody's gonna want to look at. I'm just gonna flip through here and make fun of some of my friends to see if I can find one that, you know, I'm not real crazy about. Like, see, to me, this right here is not real interesting. Like, I don't know what's happening. It's a TikTok video that they're forwarding on, and we're gonna talk about that in just a minute. But that's, I don't know. I mean, this is kind of interesting, but they've put some text over the top to kind of help. Oh, this is sweet. A friend of mine had a baby. Oh, here's a guy in his underwear, right? This is a fitness guy, right? So he likes to show
not
off.
bad. It got my attention.
I think he's a Peloton instructor, if I'm not mistaken. But it got your attention, not so much mine, right? So, well, I guess it did get my attention. Ah, you win, Cody. So this is right here, home buyer tip, do a home inspection. Guys, it's something that we know like through and through, right? We know it, but maybe we should just say something every once in a while, right? It doesn't matter. I try to film like my daily, like if I go do something, I film it, I explain it, just so I have content, and I love doing that. It just kind of gives me something to do. But this is pretty. Isn't this pretty? I know them. They used to be teachers. He was a coach. He was a counselor. And she goes through, and they make some really pretty posts. So I like that when it comes to Instagram. Instagram's all about photos that are pretty. So moving on, what's the newest one that I'm getting into right now? TikTok. I have not done a TikTok yet, but I am excited and I'm looking forward to doing this. Okay. Again, TikTok's way better on your phone than it is in the browser. I don't even know if I've logged in on my browser yet. Let's see. TikTok's all about videos. It is straight videos all the time. And quite frankly, it is addicting and hysterical. And I am going to start doing more TikTok stuff. Oh, good God. I don't remember what my password is. I don't know if that's right. Nope. Let's see if this is it. Oh, good God. I have no idea what my password is. Bear with me. Joey, have you ever done TikTok?
Okay, so I'm watching. I'm fully a participant in what we're doing, but I am that person that is not overly comfortable with social media. So no, I don't do TikTok. I don't let my kid do TikTok. My husband was a police officer for 20 years, so you know, and it's not like I have a last name that's easily forgotten, and you know, it's a old habit kind of thing. He's no longer a police officer, but it's kind of one of those things where I keep everything pretty close to the, you know, I don't put a lot out there. Not to mention I get embarrassed. I mean, really, do people want to see me? I don't think so. They may want to sit here and see my kid. They don't want to see me. I get it. It's all right.
Yeah.
That's my mentality. Well, and I will sit here and I will also say, because I am still relatively new to real estate, I would sit here and say, because I've got about a year now, I don't feel as though I have a, like with you, you've got a lot of experience, you've got a lot of different things that you can talk about and talk to. I'm still kind of in that place of going, I have a lot of ideas, but I also don't want the, I don't want the chatter back. Does that make sense? Like if someone doesn't agree or someone has something, I just don't want the chatter. I don't like the weird stuff that social media brings out in people. I don't like the drama. I don't like the, like you handle it very well. I just don't like it.
So that is really interesting because I'm going to say two things about that real quick. So the first thing that she talked about was safety, right? Her husband's a police officer. It is a safety issue, okay? A lot of people, I'm not saying that your kids need a count. I'm not saying you need to do this, but you do need to be aware that two things. One, if you put it on social media, everybody in the world can now see it. I don't care if they're friends or not. I mean, yes, there's some limiting factors and there's all kinds of way to protect yourself on social media. However, don't do stupid things that just broadcast certain things to the world. Now, and also Joey's a woman, right? So there's some security risk with that. I don't think anybody's going to follow me into a dark alley, but you got to be smart about it. So if you're going to post your location, if you're going to post certain things, you need to be very aware of what you're going about doing that. Guys, nobody knows where my address is. That is something I keep very secret. And I'm kind of with Joey. My name is Colin Corrington. You can Google Colin Corrington. I am the only Colin Corrington on this planet. And there's no question that it's me or not. So if people do start following me and start looking at me, there is some safety issues, and definitely read up on it. Just be smart. Don't post. I don't mind posting my phone number, but I never post my address. I never post where my kids go to school. I never post, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, we went to a swim meet. I'll post pictures of my kid at the swim meet. I'm not telling them where we're at the swim meet. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just being that kind of aware of what's going on around you. So just kind of be careful when you post and be responsible about it. The second thing is that Joey said is they call it trolling, right? That's trolling. You don't want all these people talking trash or doing anything like that, or really kind of trying to submarine you. There's a very easy way to prevent that, is just don't talk about controversial stuff. That's my rule of thumb. If you go to my Facebook page, my personal business, whatever it is, I do not ever have anything political on my post, ever. And for some reason, that's been a thing lately. Everybody wants to put something political. Oh, I hate this. Oh, I love this. Blah, 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 blah. Honestly, guys, nobody cares what you think about, and you're not changing anybody's mind. So don't waste your time doing that, right? Don't do that, because then people will troll you. And the last thing I'll say about this is it's hard to be nervous when your mind's on service. If you're going out there trying to provide information that's helpful to people, do that. If you're not an expert, be honest about it. If you're not, it's pretty simple to me on how to prevent a lot of those things from happening. Just don't post controversial stuff. Don't come off like you know everything about anything. And then I always just simply say, hey, look, be careful what you post, just be smart about it. So I love TikTok. This is a great example. This guy right here. So I've been studying TikTok for about the past, I'd say about a month now, just like going through TikTok, seeing what catches my eye and who's really, really popular. So this guy right here is really, really popular. He does the exact same thing every single time. I don't even know what his name is. He usually is reading facts about just random stuff. This one looks like it's about bears or African crested porcupine. I don't know what he's saying. Doesn't really matter. But what's interesting to me is this guy's got 7.7 million followers. This guy's got to be making a fortune on TikTok somehow. I don't know how to monetize these, and that's not the purpose of this. But there's that guy, and there's that blonde lady right below him. Where did she go? She's hysterical too. This one right here, she does the exact same thing over and over again as well. Sarah Elizabeth Hyde. All she does is lip sync comedy routines. She's got 1.2 million followers. It is, if you listen to it, it is her like literally lip syncing to some comedian or whatever, and it's hysterical, but everybody seems to like it. So the point is these are all about having as much fun as you possibly can. And I'm going to start doing this. I have a lot of fun on video. I like to be silly. I'm trying to figure out the best way to edit. If you notice that the format, guys, these are things I pay attention. The format is always vertical. It's not horizontal. I don't know if you catch that. Every now and then you'll see some that's horizontal, like this one right here, and it kind of messes the whole thing up. Just about everything's vertical, and it's short videos, a minute or less. And what are we going to do? So I'm going to just basically be giving quick real estate tips and trying to make them as visually captivating and as fun as I possibly can make them. Telling silly stories, guys. Another thing, I'm not afraid to show my ass. If something, not literally, but like if something goes wrong and I have a problem, I'm not afraid to discuss that problem. Like, hey, I went and did this and this blew up in my face. Don't let it blow up in your face, right? So this is the new one that I'm going to be working on. I was hoping somebody out here would have been on here that's actually doing this, but I really like TikTok. It is extremely addictive. Oh, same thing applies here, by the way. There's also hashtags. So this lady is a teacher. My response when people say teachers are too serious. I mean, how ridiculous is that? My response when millennials say I'm too old for this app. That's pretty funny. Okay, not a word spoken, just her dancing with pot lids on her boobs, and I don't understand what's happening. But lots of likes. It's getting a lot. So, but if we go to hashtag teachers, it's going to pull up everybody that's done this, and it's 2.8 billion views. So if you put hashtag teachers, people are following this. If you like, there's a teacher real estate program where you can get the down payment assistance, right? That's a pretty nice one. Maybe you put that in here. I'm not real sure how we're going to go about doing this, but this is the new one that I'm really excited about that I'm going to be doing more in. Because I do get a lot of leads off of my social media stuff, a lot. And it's always these random old friends that I haven't talked to in a long time. They're like, hey, can you help me out? Sure. I just sold a house for a girl that I haven't seen since 1999. She called me and said, hey, my mom needs to sell her house. I said, let's do it. And we knocked it out in a week, and it was great. So try to be helpful. I guess that's my best advice. Try and make it helpful and fun. So that's all I got about the TikTok. And last but not least is the YouTube, right? I have not done my own YouTube channel, but I'm about to start as well as I get more into it. Because one thing that I am learning about social media, because I am by no means an expert, but I do know that video is king right now. That is what is king on the internet, like video. Pictures are second. Text is a distant third. So you want to have as many videos as you can. One of the things is if you do this on Facebook, you can do live videos. On all the platforms, you can do a live video. I also know if you're doing a live video, that's going to bump you up to where more people can see it, because people are craving that unscripted content. They don't want the world to come off like a TV commercial. So people are starting to do more live because they like the candid stuff. Wander around and talk, have some fun, smile, be ridiculous. That's the last of my advice. So yeah, my YouTube channel, we do have the White Line one, which if you're not subscribed to, you should be. But I'm going to go to my personal one. See, I don't have any subscribers because I haven't done anything, but I'm honestly going to go through and do my content on all my real estate investing. A lot of people ask me, like, how did you do this? And I'm going to walk through each one of my deals single by single by single. And I'm just going to create my own channel, see what happens. So that's it. Joey, you got any questions? Anything you wanted to share before we logged off and I finished my delicious fruit cup?
I can't think of anything really in regards to social media. I find it quite impressive that you manage it all on your own. I was thinking about enlisting, because I do have a certain amount of discomfort with it. I was actually going to have a company help me with it, to post content and stuff like that for me. I just think my biggest issue, and I'm sure depending on who you are, some people are just really, really good at it, like you. I'm just a little bit more, I would say, shy about it. I get very embarrassed very easily. So I think maybe having someone else help me do it and put me out there, whereas I kind of can, I think might be a good fit for me. So I think it just really is about exploring all your options.
So that's one thing I will tell you. Consume it for a while, right? Just consume it. Just sit down every time you get a chance. My wife's mad at me because TikTok's actually really like addicting.
Addicting.
You can go, yeah, you can go down some weird wormholes. But back to this guy right here. This guy's interesting. Like his videos, watch this. If I click on him, I guarantee you, like all his videos are the exact same. Him holding a mic. No, wait, go to him. There it goes. Why my computer's running a little slow. Okay, there he is. Him. All he does is talk about the same thing over and over and over again with the exact same format, with the exact same thing, just new content. He's not, I mean, he's got some funny verbiage, but he's not like he's dancing around, or it's the exact same thing. So know what you're comfortable with, right? I always tell everybody, don't try and be anybody else other than who you are, right? Do what you do it well, and be who you are. Share what you want to share. The people, because what's going to happen is your personality will shine through that, and you're going to end up getting clients that are like your personality, which makes it easier and easier to work with. Not everybody's going to like you. I mean, just period, the end. No, I mean, I know it might be hard for you to believe, but not everybody likes me either. You can ask my wife, she'll tell you. But be who you are. The people that are like you will come to you. Have fun with it. That's my advice. Just have fun. Don't put anything political. Waste of time. And
well, problem is these days, anything you say can be, politicized. So me, Senator, saying I support police officers because my husband was one, and I support our friends that are still that way, can be politicized. And it has nothing to do with that. It's just, I know what it feels like, to be part of that. And I support, the good ones. But you're right. I've never been that way. I've never been political on social media for that very reason, because personally, it's my opinion, and I don't need to know what your response is to my opinion.
Right. And we got to remember what the ultimate goal of social media is, right?
Yeah.
I'll never forget when I first got a Facebook page, I was trying to understand what it was. And somebody said to me that it's a personal website about you. You can say or do or be whatever you want to be on that website. And then I realized it is about me. And luckily, all of these sites have ways to block and shut everybody down that's being a pain in the ass. And that's great, but it is a website about you. Be true to who you are. If you say you want to support something, that's fine. And yes, like let's take that police thing, for instance, right? It's a hot topic right now. Some people think if you back the police, that means you hate Black people. Some people say if you don't hate if you like Black people, you have to hate the police, right? They always go to these extreme ends. Like there's one or the other. There is no middle ground. And that's what sucks about speaking in any politics right now. I mean, you just can't. Either you're on this side or that side. You cannot possibly be in the middle, because all the people in the middle are idiots, right? That's just what everybody thinks. But I have seen a lot of posts. For example, somebody posted something saying, I think that police officers should be held accountable for their actions, but I still support them on their day-to-day, or, you know what I mean? Where it kind of touches on both sides of the product. If you feel you must say something about it.
See, and that's just it.
I just don't feel like I need to say anything about it. I let my actions do that.
Yeah, and I don't, but I think that's my own, I like seeing people's photos of their kids. I like lighthearted stuff. So I don't want to see that nonsense personally. And I'm not going to post that stuff personally. But I feel like, social media is the direction of where so many people are going. And it is something that we all as agents need to really kind of figure out how we want to do it in our own way.
Exactly.
And,
but I guess the main point I want to stress is that it is a medium that a lot of people are using. TV ratings are falling. News ratings are falling. But good or bad, everybody's getting their news from social media nowadays, which personally I think is dangerous, but whatever. So just get on there and start talking about what you do. You don't have to talk about other things. Talk about what you do. What did you do today? With something funny. I mean, you can't tell me you've not run into something interesting showing houses.
Oh, I have. And I've posted about it. So, I mean, it's just one of those things where I'll do it whenever it's like in my face funny, but then I also get a little bit nervous because I'm like going, I don't want somehow someone to see this and like it's something that they have in their own home and I'm offending them. I'm so cautious. Like I'll sit here and see random things in a home and I'm just like, this is what customizing your home's all about, because
don't offend people, educate. Yeah, if that makes you nervous, don't do it, right? So here's a funny one that just happened to me this morning. My Phil, he was on one of our calls. He's the inspector guy, right? He called me this morning laughing hysterically. I was trying to figure out what was going on. Well, the short part of the story is he almost burned a house down. Okay. It's so funny. Now, why was that funny? It's not funny that he almost burned a house down. By the way, don't get it. But and I'm going to shoot a video about this. I swear to God, I'm going to post it somewhere. This might be my first TikTok. I don't know yet. But what he did was, so inspectors need to make sure things work. So he wanted to make sure that the oven was working. So what do? You open the oven, make sure there's nothing in there, right? Because sometimes people store stuff in there, closes it, turns it up to 350 degrees, walks off. Right about the time he's in the bathroom looking at something else, waiting for the oven to heat up because he wants to make sure that the oven thermometer works. So he all of a sudden he's like, man, I smell like something's burning, but he didn't worry about it because sometimes people don't turn. It was a vacant house. Sometimes dust settles on the heating coils, and that's what you'll smell. And then all of a sudden, every smoke alarm in the house went off. And he's like, oh my dear God. And he runs back in there, and there's flames coming out from underneath the oven. Pretty funny. What had happened was the drawer underneath the oven that people tend to put pans in. You know what I'm talking about? That is actually what's called a warming drawer. It is not a storage drawer. Like, so when you're done cooking something, you're supposed to put it in there and the oven will keep it warm. Well, some people had put phone books in the bottom of that thing.
Oops.
You keep phone books warm, they catch fire. So he put the fire out. There was no damage. Everything's fine. He contacted everybody. Don't worry. But kind of a funny video to me. That's a good lesson, right? Don't put stuff in here. This is what that's for.
I was gonna say that's the truth right there. That's, kind of, and you're right. That would make a good video and a good lesson for people because some people just don't know. So
yeah, some people don't know. So it's funny, but I got to find a way to make it funny, which I'll come up with, pretty sure.
Well, very good.
Anyhow, that's all I got. And I will leave all of y'all with an image of me and my lovely children.
And they are adorable.
They are adorable. They're going to be the death of me, but it's okay. All right. Have a wonderful day. Go close something, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Colin.
Bye, Joey.
Bye.